Hey everyone. Now, I haven't been on for a while. As you know, I'm a nurse and work has been crazy busy. We've had an inordinate amount of things to learn and new procedures to put into place. However, this morning I woke up with a sore throat and I'm going to go and get tested for coronavirus because in good conscience, I cannot think that I might be infecting my elderly clients. And I urge anybody who has the capacity to be tested, if they have any of the symptoms and your testing area will allow you to be tested, please go and get tested. So I'm about to go and get tested. Maybe I can film it, I don't know. It's a bit gross, they have to stick something up your nose. I'm not looking forward to that part, but hopefully it comes back negative. I do have to wait a couple of days for the results to come back, but they'll text them to me. So it's actually really good here in Australia. Healthcare workers get tested if they've got any symptoms of any cold or flu. So runny nose, sore throat, anything like that. And I'm going to wear this while I'm at home because my son lives here and this thing is really highly contagious. I really hope that I test negative. I really do, because I would hate to think that I have infected any of my patients. Now, it takes about 24 hours for healthcare worker tests to come back. The rest of the population is about 3 to 5 days, but healthcare workers are on the rapid test. And so I should know in 24 hours whether I'm positive or negative. So if I'm negative, they're going to send me a text message. Otherwise, I've got no idea. Otherwise, I'm assuming they're going to tell me to go to the GP or they're going to ask me to isolate further. I don't know what the process is if you're positive. So this is what happens in Australia. I haven't read this yet. I just looked at my phone and it told me there was a text message. So as soon as it sees my face, you will see whether I'm positive or negative or not. All right, so I haven't looked at this, so I could very well either cry or scream. Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that. All right, now onwards and upwards. Okay, so now I can safely take this off, thank God. And I wanted to answer some questions that some people have had regarding the coronavirus, COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, whatever you want to call it. And it has to do with what happens to you after you've had the coronavirus. Now, this virus has only been around for 4 months, so we really don't know the long-term effects. But there are some studies coming out. So long-term effects, like if people got polio, they were left with paralysis. Not everybody, some people were left with paralysis. If you get meningitis, some people are left with learning difficulties. So I wanted to address what might happen to somebody after they've had coronavirus. So the first question I got was, do people's lungs recover? Now, this is a really good question. In Hong Kong, they did a study, and it's a very small study, but it showed that a quarter of the people were left with a 30% reduction in lung function. So that means that if you go to climb a flight of stairs, you'll be out of breath by the time you get to the end of it. You might have to stop halfway. If you're normally a runner, you might not be able to do that. So we haven't seen any other studies indicating this kind of thing outside of China, but please bear in mind that other countries are in panic mode trying to get care to people. They're not in the process of publishing studies. The second question that I got was, does this affect any other part of your body? Now, the way the virus gets into your system is through a thing called the ACE2 receptors. And these are in your lungs, but they're also in your gut. And what they were finding for a small percentage of people that were presenting with diarrhea that just wouldn't go away was that these people had the coronavirus. And unfortunately, if you have the diarrhea, the gut symptoms, and you start to develop respiratory symptoms, you're actually going to fare much worse than if you just have the respiratory symptoms. Now, it's also been shown that for a small proportion of people, and again, this is from a study out of China, that we go into a thing called rhabdomyolysis as we're nearing recovery. And this is the muscle meltdown that sometimes you see marathon runners go into, where their muscles can no longer get rid of the heat and take up enough oxygen and nutrients and water, and they start to liquefy. Now, I don't know how widespread this is around the world, but it was a selection of people that were part of this study in China. And it is a medical emergency. It does require a ramping up of hospital treatment. So if you are suffering from COVID-19 and you start to develop severe aches and pains in your muscles, get yourself to the hospital. Now, some of the other questions that have been asked of me is can this affect my fertility? Will this impact my unborn baby? Can this affect my bones and give me osteoporosis by the time I'm 30? Can this shut down my kidneys in 12 months' time? Can this give me heart disease by the time I'm 30? The short answer to these questions is we just don't know. Like I said before, this virus has only been around for 4 months. We have got no idea whatsoever what the long-term implications of this virus is. So the only thing we can do is keep away from people. The only way this virus survives is if it can jump into another person. And it does this if you've got it on your hands, it does it if you're sneezing, it does it if you're in close proximity and you're breathing each other's air. So keep away from people. Wash your hands often. I'll link in the description my video on how to wash your hands properly. There's also a fantastic TikTok that shows you why you should wash your hands the way we've been showing you to wash your hands, because it covers every part of your hands. If you're suffering any symptoms, cough, fever, shortness of breath, I want you to get tested if you can. If your country allows you to get tested if you have symptoms, get tested. And if you test positive, follow all the protocols for your country. Keep well away from people. If you need to go to the toilet, wear gloves and wipe over all the surfaces with something antibacterial so that nothing of what you are spreading is going to be picked up by anyone else. Wear a mask if you can. So please, everyone, stay safe. Please stay home and stay safe. Please consider subscribing and join this amazing village of people who follow my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.